Thank you for tuning in to yet another video of JD's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing another review on another Detail Factory brush I recently got. I just released a video not too long ago reviewing the Curveball, which is a great brush by the way. And I'm also picked up at the same time the Detail Factory's tire brush. So one thing right off the bat with this tire brush is it an immediate upgrade from your tire brush that you have right now? Well, it just all really depends on the tire brush that you have. I'm going to be comparing it to pretty much your typical tire brush here. There's lots of these like this at on the market. It has really stiff bristles, and all the bristles are the same length there. So that's going to be important, and I'll show you why now in a second. The Detail Factory brush, is it a must-have replacement? Say if you have like the Tough Shine brush, which is similar in size. I wouldn't say it's a dire replacement, but are you going to want this brush? If you're looking into tire brushes between this and the Tough Shine, you're definitely going to want to go with the Detail Factory brush. So looking at the two right here, one thing you notice right off the bat is there's a dramatic size difference. If you look at this one right here, it has a significantly larger surface of the brush, and also the handle is a lot larger. The handle isn't the worst, doesn't have the worst ergonomics. It's actually not too bad considering a lot of the brushes on the market, but still, it still leaves room for improvement. If you look at the Detail Factory brush, the handle's a lot more narrow, and it's actually a lot more comfortable to have in your hand. You're not gripping such a large item. The curvature of the brush is also really nice with the ergonomics here. It gives you a nice place to put your thumb here while you're scrubbing the tire. So that is really nice. And then you also get this nice rubberized handle with these grips here, so it doesn't slip out of your hand while it's wet, because it is going to be wet if you're doing wheels. Always wear gloves, guys. And this one, like I said, look at that difference. It doesn't feel as comfortable in the hand. And if I was going to be holding one all day, I'd rather be dealing with this one. Now, as far as the bristles on your standard tire brush are a lot stiffer. The Detail Factory bristles are a lot softer. As you can see how much softer they are. The Detail Factory bristles are a lot softer. I think the Detail Factory bristles are perfect. They're not too stiff and they're not too soft. They're still stiff enough that they're going to go ahead and scrub the tire really well and really do a great job agitating that chemical or degreaser, whatever you use to scrub your tires down. But they are soft enough to where they're going to get into more harder to reach areas of the tire, as opposed to something like this, where the bristles are so stiff, it's not going to really have good in-depth coverage of when you're scrubbing the wheel. Another thing to look at is at your standard tire brush, you notice that pretty much most of the bristles are the same length. You see how it's pretty much flat at the top. If you look at the Detail Factory brush, you can see that the bristles are all different lengths. You got some really short ones, and then you have some that kind of stick out at the top. Now, this is to help improve your efficiency and trying to get into like the tire design and all these little ridges here, especially if you're doing like an off-road tire. Those sidewalls, if you've done any of those tires, you know how much of a pain it could be to get clean. And I believe this is probably going to be a lot more efficient in that sense. You also get a nice rubberized, I don't know if I mentioned this already, you get a nice rubberized edge, so you don't have to worry about if you do happen to knock it against the fender or the face of the wheel, you're going to be safe, than opposed to getting just straight up plastic on there. So if you guys could see what I was talking about, this brush right here, yeah, it will be ideal for a large tire. So, you know, you're fine. But when you're doing a tire that's going to be a little bit smaller of a sidewall like this one, or lower profile, this brush is really difficult to really avoid scratching the fender. As you can see, I have about an 1.5 or 2 inch clearance from my fender to my tire, and then also to the face of my rim. So if you look here, that's a very tight squeeze right there. Look how close I am to the lip of my rim right there. And when you're scrubbing, you're not going to be going exactly straight. So there is a high risk of scratching the wheel or my fender here. These wheels are really, really nice wheels, and I would really hate to scratch them up. Same thing if if you have a customer, regardless of what type of wheel they have, you never want to do damage to anybody's vehicle. or their wheel or their fender. So if you look at the Detail Factory brush for comparison, not only do I have pretty much all the bristles on the face of the tire, the sidewall of the tire, but I have a lot of leeway here between the fender and the face of the rim. And these bristles are soft enough that if I do happen to accidentally brush the wheel or the fender, the chances of scratching or marring are significantly less. You're still going to want to avoid it, obviously, but, things happen and, not everybody's perfect and sometimes we mess up. All right, guys, so there's my opinion on the Detail Factory tire brush and why I think it's definitely worth the buy. Not only is this going to be the only tire brush you need in your arsenal because it's going to be able to do pretty much any tire no matter the shape or the size of the tire, but the ergonomics of this are just so next level that it really doesn't make any sense to have any other tire brush in your arsenal. So I'll put the link in the description down below so you guys can check it out. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, and I'll see you on the next one.